Zimbabwe, and welcome to LiveTalk. We're coming to you live from Studio 7 at the Voice of America in Washington. And I'm your host, Marvelous Mhlanganyahuye. Today on LiveTalk, we are commemorating Studio 7's 21st anniversary. We'll also be discussing the total solar eclipse in the United States today. But first, let's take a look at what is happening in the United States. A total solar eclipse will cross North America today, offering millions a rare opportunity to see skies temporarily darken as the moon blots out the sun. Lucy Ha breaks down everything you need to know about the rare celestial event.
Sky gazers across North America are in for a treat on April 8, when a total solar eclipse will pass over Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Here's everything you need to know about the rare celestial event. A total solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between Earth and the sun, completely blocking the face of the sun along a small path of our planet's surface. This is called the path of totality. NASA's research astrophysicist Nicolene Weil.
Some people who are in the path of totality will get to see a total solar eclipse, and that's where the moon totally blocks out the main body of the sun. Those people will get to see the corona, or the atmosphere of the sun, peeking out from around the moon.
According to NASA, the April 8 eclipse will begin over the South Pacific Ocean and will cross North America, passing over Mexico, United States, and Canada. NASA estimates 31.6 million people live in the path of totality this year.
So everybody in the contiguous United States will get to see at least a partial eclipse where the moon partially blocks out the sun. There's a path of totality, though, that starts in Texas and it goes up north and comes out through Maine. And the people in the path of totality will get to see the main body of the sun totally blocked out.
In October 2023, people in parts of North and South America witnessed an annular solar eclipse, which is a slightly different event. The moon passes between the sun and Earth when it's at or near its furthest point from our planet. It doesn't completely cover the face of the sun, leaving what looks like a ring of fire in the sky. Then there's the lunar eclipse, when Earth sits between the moon and the sun, and our planet's shadow is cast upon the moon's surface. The next total solar eclipse will occur in 2026.
Total solar eclipse happens somewhere on the Earth about every 18 months, but of course most of the Earth is water. It's not where people live. And so the fact that so many people live nearby the total eclipse or live in the partial phases of the eclipse, it just means so many more people will get to participate in this event.
And still on the solar eclipse, millions of people in North America are expected to witness a spectacular solar eclipse. This is when the sun is blocked by the moon, according to the U.S. National Aeronautics and Space Administration. For Insight, VOA's Gibbs Dube spoke to Calvin Masilela, a professor of geography and regional planning at Indiana University in Pennsylvania.
Is a very unusual occurrence, at least in North America, what will happen on April the 8th. And it's an occurrence that is something like once in a lifetime total solar eclipse. What that means is that basically you have the shadow of the moon completely covering the sun. And normally, what we're used to viewing is a partial solar eclipse, but this one is unusual. And the way it's going to occur is that the eclipse path will start in the South Pacific Ocean, passing through Mexico, the United States, all the way to Canada. And why is this eclipse unique? It's because most solar eclipses are partial. That is, the sun is part hidden by the moon, total solar eclipses mean that the moon shadow totally covers the sun. This is rare because the moon's shadow is not big enough normally, and there's a few places on the Earth where a total eclipse can happen. And North America generally just happened to be to fall on the path on this unique path. But to be visible, you must be either on the exact path of the eclipse or at least along a narrow band, let's say about 185 kilometers or at least 115 miles of the path. And the actual eclipse, that is its totality, darkness, its darkness or duration of it, it's somewhere around about 4 minutes and a few seconds. Okay, and of course that depends again on your position on the exact path itself. And again, for those who probably pay attention to this, I believe the longest recorded total eclipse was somewhere around June 1955, somewhere thereabouts, which lasted something like 7 minutes and 8 seconds.
That there was Studio 7's Gibbs Dube speaking to Calvin Masilela, a professor of geography and regional planning at Indiana University in Pennsylvania. And now back to some very exciting news. Studio 7 yesterday turned 21. The station started with a 30-minute broadcast in Shona and Ndebele. Shona was 20 minutes and Ndebele 10 minutes. The Shona program was anchored by the late Caroline Gomba and Champion Chigwedu. Ndebele was anchored by Praxidis Jeremiah, Jabulo Ngube, and Chris Gande from Zimbabwe. Studio 7 is currently headed by Ray Choto, with Praxidis Jeremiah, editor of the Ndebele desk, and Blessing Zulu, the Shona desk. Studio 7 also has avid listeners. One of them is Donald Mamoma, who sent us a message from South Africa, which will be played on our main show. Let's hear what some of our listeners like Pastor Richard Moyo, Yeukai Chindezwa, and Tabitha Luwayo had to say.
Happy Studio 7 nokusitsa kwayo makore 21 years nemusi wa 7 April makore ayo kuberekwa tinofara nokupembera zvikuru nepenyu revanhu iri kukura iri kuramba ichienda mberi nebasa tichikuona tida kutenda zvikuru vatori venhau vose vakasiyana siyana vanoshandira nepenyu iyi nevatereri vayo vose nokuti kuva vatereri ndokuti nepenyu ikure tira kufara nokupembera zvikuru. Studio 7 yakazvagwa mugore ra2003 7 April kwakati yakasvitsa makore 21 years kandi ndiwo ndakatanga kuiterera mugore ra2006 ine makore matatu musi wa 2 February ndava ne18 years kandi ndinonzwa kufara nokutenda zvikuru nokuti tiri kuona nepenyu iri kukura, vanhu vakawanda vari kuifarira zvirongwa zvairi kuibata, zvirongwa zvinonwisa mvura. Tinofara nokutenda zvikuru nokuti tiri kuona paLiveTalk ngati kurukurei chitopona tete mavhila tiri kukura zvikuru. Tichiona Studio 7 Shona page Facebook yakasvitsa 500,000 half a million yavanhu nepenyu iri kuredwa nevanhu vakawanda. Saka kuti vanhu vakawanda varambe vachiteverera vachisapota. Chida kutenda nezvirongwa zveLiveTalk zvinoitwa Monday to Friday na half 8 neshona nendevere nechirungu. Chida kutenda zvirongwa zvakasiyana na Woza Friday chitopwa na Evans Zininga chemagitari. Chida kutenda neround table inoitwa Tetema Villas nezvinosangana madzimai nemusi wechina Tetema Villas nezvinoitika our life upenyu hwedu nababa Jonga Kandimire nemusi wemugovera nezvechitenjwa chinopiwa nababa Taronoka Wande nemusi wesondo nezvechidiki chatinopiwa namukoma Taboka Ngcuve. Saka tinonzwa kufara nokutenda zvikuru nevatori venhau vose nebasa vari kuita. Tiri kuti ngavarambe vachienda mberi, tinoramba vachivada uye futi kuti kana usingachiri Studio 7 urikuitei. If you are not watching Studio 7, what are you doing? If you are not listening Studio 7, what are you doing? Tera Studio 7 udza umaiterere mani nepenyu yakakosha iyi.
Tinoti makorokoto Studio 7 nekusvitsa makore anoita 21 years. Aiwa, tinotenda Mwari vakanaka. Tinotirambai muchiita mabasa enyu, hatisi kusariraba. Tiri kugara tine ma-update ezvese zviri kuitika kumativi mana ese enyika. Aiwa, tinoti makorokoto nekusvitsa 21 years.
Tinoti makorokoto kustudio 7 yasvitsa makore 21 years. Tinoti rambai makadaro muchibata. Tinoti rambai makadaro makorokoto. Happy birthday.
Aiwa, apo tiri kunzwa mazwi emanyautsana ari kubva kuvateereri vedu vestudio 7 vanoti Pastor Richard Moyo, amai Yeukai Chidenjwa namuzvare Tabitha Dliwayo vanga vari kutaura nesu vari kuSouth Africa vachiti zvakare vari kufara kuti Studio 7 yakwanisa iyo paFacebook page yeVOA Shona kuwana vateedzeri 500,000. Aiwa, tinokutendai. Please stay tuned as we take a brief break. We'll be right back.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain, and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depends on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
For those that have just joined us, please note that we are streaming live on all our Facebook pages, VOA Shona, VOA Studio 7, and VOA Ndebele. We're also live on YouTube at VOAZimbabwe. And welcome back to Live Talk. Today we're discussing the total solar eclipse in the United States of America. To discuss this issue, we are joined by our reporter Gibbs Dube, who is at the National Mall watching the solar eclipse. And we also have Professor Priska Ngondo in San Marcos, Texas. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Marvelous.
Thank you. I will start off with you, Professor Ngondo, there in Texas. You've already seen the eclipse. Tell us, what was your experience like?
Actually, we're still waiting for totality. Right now, it's about 3/4 covered. So in the next 30 minutes, I will be experiencing the total eclipse in 15 minutes. So right now, we're all just standing outside, wearing our glasses, looking up and watching it as it progresses.
What's the mood like around the people that are there? Did people come out to watch this? As you know, a lot of people have been anticipating to see what's going on.
Yes, the mood is very exciting. People flew in from out of state. People are driving around. It's a bit overcast in some parts of Texas on the path of totality. So people are driving up and down the highways, really just trying to find the best place to view it. But my friends and I are fortunate that where we are, although it's cloudy, the clouds have parted enough for us to where we can see what is happening. So we're all very excited to be just sharing this moment together.
Just describe it for us.
Opportunity. Describe
it for us, what you're seeing right now, because you're saying you're like 3/4 into it.
Yes, so right now what I'm seeing is I see a crescent of the sun now as the moon is almost totally covering the sun. So in the next 15 minutes, we will be experiencing totality. So we've been watching it as it's been progressing, as the sun has been just getting smaller and smaller.
Wow. So we'll come back to you. And for now, we're switching over to Gibbs Dube, our reporter who's at the National Mall here in Washington, D.C. Welcome to the program, Gibbs.
Thank you so much, Marvelous. As we speak right now, it seems as if things are happening. So I'm looking up there now. There's a bit of clouds, but can see some action. The moon is moving a little bit, towards the sun. So something is really happening. So we expect within the next few hours, or let me say within the next few minutes, it could be halfway. But things are happening, and there's so many people here at the mall. Mm-hmm. And one of them is a Zimbabwean. This Zimbabwean likes to talk about it as well, because this is one thing that is coming after a long, long time. The next Eclipse will be in 2044.
Thank you. If you can introduce her, and let's speak to her quickly.
So her name is Mandebele. So she's around here, Blondie Ndebele. There she comes. Marvelous, talk to her.
Hello, Blondie, and welcome to the program.
Hello, hi, Marvelous.
How are you? Tell us, what is it like to be experiencing this total eclipse? I'm not sure if it's going to be total here in Washington, D.C., but what's the mood like there where you are?
It's quite exciting. There are lots of people here. People came in their numbers to witness this once or twice in a lifetime experience. We are not going to have a full eclipse here in Washington, but this partial eclipse that we'll be experiencing, it looks like it's an exciting moment for most people. And to get a better view of the eclipse, we came to the mall where hundreds and thousands of other people are also here to witness this occasion.
Okay, I understand that you speak Ndebele. Tell us in Ndebele what it's like being there where people are waiting to see this eclipse. What does that mean to you, personally, as a young lady who's here in Washington currently trying to see this event?
I think it's quite exciting, really, because the last time when I saw the eclipse, it was a total eclipse, of course. I was in Zimbabwe. I saw the total eclipse, but I was still young. I had limited experience in what an eclipse is. I had limited knowledge in what an eclipse is. But now that I'm older, I'm a young person, I'm really interested in these things. And it's quite exciting that it's happening while I'm here in Washington, D.C., where millions of other people from different parts of the world are here also to witness this.
Mm-hmm. I understand you speak Ndebele. If you can say something in Ndebele for some of our Ndebele listeners, please.
Let's take a picture. 20 years we'll recreate.
Okay. Linjani balaleli. Ngilapha eWashington DC National Mall. Lapha sizobuka khona umthunzi welanga wenyanga udlula phambi kwelanga. So lapha eWashington DC asoze sibe le eclipse evala ilanga lonke, izavala ilanga elincane. Khathesi sokuqalisile ukuvaleka ilanga mbijana soze livaleke lonke. But it's quite exciting ngoba abantu abaningi balapha kugcwele kakhulu abantu abavela endaweni ezishiyeneyo ukuthi bebone into leyi yenzakala ngoba isikhathi esiningi kwezinye indawo kuyabe kulama buildings uyabe ungatholi better view of ilanga lakhona. So lapha eWashington Mall ku-right ngoba kule space esikhulu kakhulu ukuthi abantu baya-relaxa ngapha besidla ngapha bese-park at the same time bebuka ilanga in a relaxed environment. So kuhle kakhulu and it's exciting ukuthi lami ngilapha namhlanje ukuthi ngizokubukisa lokho kwenzakalayo.
Thank you there, Blondie. Please stay on the line. We're going to move over now to Dr. Priska Ngondo out there in St. Marcos in Texas. Dr. Ngondo, mombotaura neshona kuti muri kunzwa sei kunge muri pachiitiko chakadai chinowanikwa chichiitika nguva nenguva?
Tiri kunzwa kufara sterek. And pauda kutosvika apa inonzi totality inonzi ichinshona totality but vopata kuda kusvika ipapo tese tiri panze takapfeka mabonifera edu tiri kutarisa kudenga zuva rauda kutovharidzirwa nenhingiriki nemwedzi manje so.
Saka vanhu vari pamuri ipapo vari kuti chii? Vari kuti kana ravharwa muchaimba here, muchaita sei?
Hanzi tichaimba here kana zuva ravharwa. Hanzi hehe tichaimba, tichatamba, tichapururudza. Ngoma nehosho.
Aiwa, unzwai vamwe, kana muine vamwe vari ipapo vanoda kutaura ngavauye tinzwe.
Pana vanonzi Mary. Hanzi taurai.
Tiripo makadiniko.
Aiwa, tiripo. Taurai tinzwe. Chii chaita kuti mubude mumba muuye kuzoona Eclipse?
Hanzi zvichatongoita isu tichiri mhandara kudai, hanzi kana ichazodzoka tinenge tachembera, saka tiri kufara zvikuru kuona zuva richivharwa zvachose rese nemwedzi.
Imi makambozviona here izvi? Ndoziva kuti kuZimbabwe taimbonzi pwanya bhodhoro wotarisa wakashandisa bhodhoro rejinja ale kana kuti chii? Ikoko muri kuita sei?
Kunokone kumagirazi I don't know, was it ever totality kumusha kana kuti it was a partial?
Zvinosiyana.
Partial.
But apa kwakutotanga kusviba here pari zvino?
Kwakutotanga kusviba in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Aiwa, mozotitorera vhidhiyo tinenge tiri pano tichitaura nemi. Regai timboenda kune vamwe vari kuno kuWashington. Thank you so much. We are now going back to the National Mall where Gibbs and Blondie are. We are leaving Texas, but I understand in Texas they're actually experiencing the total eclipse, which means it's going to get dark. So we're going to go back to them and see what they are seeing. And, hopefully they'll send us videos of what they're currently experiencing. Back to you, Gibbs. You heard there we have a Dr. Priska Ngondo and some Zimbabweans in San Marcos in Texas. They are saying they are 10 minutes away from experiencing a total eclipse. So what's your view?
Yeah, so apparently in Texas, Cleveland, Buffalo and other places, there'll be a total eclipse, but it only lasts about 4 minutes and 8 seconds. And here it's going to last roughly about, less than that, but it won't be a total eclipse. So it's something very exciting, marvelous. When you look at the way people are reacting here, you love it. So there's a gentleman here who love to come and join us. So maybe if you give us a chance, we'll bring him on board so that he can talk about this eclipse.
So
he brought his son, and he brought his son. So he says his son has got some mental issues, but you love to actually talk to us. So give me just a second, then you come and watch us.
Thank you so much. So
around with this son.
Yeah, we'll let you get situated.
1 second.
Yes, we'll let you get situated. Thank you there, Gibbs. While we also look at what the people are saying on our lives, we have people that are actually following us. Thank you. Those that are following us on VOA Shona, VOA Ndebele, and VOA English, thank you. Today is a very important day, like what we've been saying. Studio 7 is celebrating 21 years. But we have, an event that is happening here in the United States, and would like to hear from some of our callers on what they think, because I know in Zimbabwe this was a huge event. We had people. Let's see if we can go back to Gibbs out in the National Mall. Hello, Gibbs. Yes, hello.
I will let the gentleman introduce himself.
Go ahead, sir.
He's very interested in talking to you.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, my name is Lee. Yeah, my name is Lee Anthony Day. I'm just here for the second time looking at the eclipse. I was here back in 2017 supporting people with intellectual disabilities and letting them get a chance to see the eclipse. And I'm now back with someone that I support that has intellectual disability as well as mental health. So they can get, see stuff that they want to see and stuff that they never seen before. It's an amazing experience. It's amazing.
And what has been the reaction of your son?
The reaction, well, he's not my son. He's the person that I support.
Oh, okay. The one that you support.
Yes, he's loving it. He's loving it. He's definitely loving it. This is something we made arrangements for over 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
He chose this event, and I made it happen for him. So now we're here, and he's seeing something he's never seen before, which is awesome. So for me, that is awesome to me. Period.
Does this have
first solar eclipse?
Some people say that the solar eclipse has a lot of spiritual meaning for them. What is it like for you personally?
Oh yes. I believe that the solar eclipse has a spiritual awakening. And whatever you've done or decisions that you've made bad, you can make and start over with your life, as well as you can start over on a new journey or whatever journey you want to go towards. This is like a new beginning.
Thank you. Very inspiring words there. Thank you very much. We are now going to switch over to Dr. Priska Ngondo in San Marcos in Texas. Welcome back to the program, Dr. Ngondo.
Thank you. I'm here, yes.
Yes. How far are we now from the total eclipse?
I think maybe about 3 or so minutes. Right now just a sliver of sun showing. How many minutes? Yeah, just a sliver of sun showing. So we are just hoping that the clouds stay away long enough. It's a bit of an overcast day, so the clouds are, flowing over it now and here. But there's a little bit of an opening, so we have a clear vision for now.
There are some people that say that this total eclipse has a very spiritual meaning to them. What about you personally? What do you think?
Personally, I wouldn't say it has a spiritual meaning for me, but I would say that it has been a moment where my friends and I have been able to gather on a Monday. We're grilling some meat, we're laughing, we're talking. So it's definitely helped us, gather and enjoy each other's company on a Monday. And for those who have I can see why that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and for some occurrence, right? The next one will be in 20 years, and some of us may not be. I plan to be around, but some people may not.
Okay. Thank you there, Dr. Priska Ngondo. Please take some videos for us, take some pictures. We want to see what's happening the minute you get the total eclipse. But stay on the line. We're going to switch over now to Washington, D.C., the National Mall, and see what Gibbs has in store for us. Hello, Gibbs, as we wind down our program. Hello.
Hello, it's Blondie.
Okay, Blondie, go ahead. You can give us your last word. We're coming to the end of our program. We understand, like like everybody's saying, it's going to take a lot of years before the next one comes. Spiritually, does this mean anything for you?
Yeah, well, not spiritually for me per se, but I think it's generally a once or twice in a lifetime experience that almost everyone would like to see. So if there is a chance to see it, I think this was an opportunity for us to go out and see it. Otherwise, like we're saying, in the next eclipse is in 2044, which is like how many years from now. So and so if you have an opportunity to go to eclipse khathesi, this is the right time. You to phume phandle uyibone, though it lasts for a few minutes. Lakho kabe kukuhle ukuthi ubone ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Thank you. Siyabonga, Blondie. Let me switch over now to Dr. Priska Ngondo in San Marcos in Texas for the last minute, so we can hear how far they are, watching the total eclipse. Hello, Dr. Ngondo, the last word. How far are you now from the total eclipse?
Okay, we're a little close. Folks, how many minutes would you say we're away from it? Okay. According to our tracker, it says 8 minutes away from totality.
Okay.
So we are just still standing out here, staring at the sun with our glasses on, of course. And there's some neighbors who've already come out of their homes as well. We're just standing around outside, talking, taking pictures, and just discussing what a significant day this is.
Thank you so much, Dr. Priska Ngondo in San Marcos in Texas. We also heard from Gibbs Dube, our reporter, and Blondie, who was also on scene at the National Mall here in Washington, giving us an overview of what is going on regarding the solar eclipse. And in Texas, as we heard, they're looking at the total solar eclipse. That brings us to the end of our show. Signing off in Washington, I'm Marvelous Mhlanga Nyahuye.